Let me show you a scenario that can occur in option C. Suppose a customer calls in and they have a run of 3 horns, and their complaint is that the audio is very distorted and low. And they describe their wire run to you. They tell you that they have a 5-watt horn at 200 feet from the power supply. They have a 15-watt horn 200 feet after that, and they have another 15-watt horn 200 feet after the second one. Okay, so we want to evaluate that in SoundDesign. They tell you they're using 24 gauge wire. So we'll press C, and we're going to enter. Pressed enter to go through the first few screens, and I just accepted those defaults. Their first horn was a 5-watt horn, which is 6 power units, and that's 200 feet from the power supply. Their second horn was a 15-watt horn, which is 18 power units, and that's 200 feet from the first horn. Their third and last horn is another 15-watt horn, which is 18 power units, and it is also 200 feet from the second horn. Press enter. The program tells you that in order to lose no more than 4 volts on the wire run, you'd have to be using 13 gauge. Well, the customer tells you that they're using 24 gauge, so what you want to know is what's the effect of this run using 24 gauge wire. Well, if you press enter, press 1 for more options. And you'll notice if you press 7, you can evaluate a different wire gauge. Press 7, and we put in 24. Press enter, and you get this message. It says if all the speakers were drawing their assumed current, more voltage would be dropped across the 24 gauge wire than the supply could provide. What this means is if the 15-watt horns were truly drawing 900 milliamps each, which is 18 power units, and the 5-watt horn was drawing 300 milliamps, which is 6 power units, through the resistance of that wire, the total voltage drop on the wire would exceed 24 volts.